Hi friends, I have another video for you using cake mix hacks. I love cake mix hacks. So in this video, I'm sharing with you 10 recipes that start with a box of cake mix and they turn out amazing. So let's get into these 10 cake mix hacks recipes. This recipe is going to be a poke cake, and I absolutely love poke cakes. They are amazing. So I started with a yellow cake mix. I'm going to add in 3 eggs. I'm actually just making the cake how it says on the box, and then we'll be adding in tons of other delicious ingredients for this one. And poke cakes are always so moist as well, which makes them amazing. I'll put the recipe for this in the description box. It is a huge, huge hit with tons and tons of flavor. It's a cinnamon roll poke cake, so perfect for fall and winter. You can even have this in the morning with a cup of coffee if you like to have sweets in the morning. Nobody judges. So this is just absolutely delicious, this cinnamon roll poke cake. So just mixing the cake mix, and I will bake this in the oven at 350. And like I said, I am just making this part of the cake exactly how it says on the cake mix box. So just follow the instructions on your cake mix. I'm going to spray my Pyrex and get all of this yummy cake mix into the Pyrex so that it can get cooking. I'm going to let it cool for just about 5 minutes, and I'm going to poke little holes with, I just have a reusable straw. You can use the end of like a wooden spoon, works really well, but just poking lots of holes. So now I'm going to make what I'm going to put inside of the holes. I have melted butter, brown sugar, sweetened condensed milk, I have cinnamon, and then I have some vanilla extract. So the vanilla extract that I'm using for this one is clear vanilla extract because I want to keep this cake, I want it to have a white frosting and it is a white cake. So I'm going to be using clear vanilla extract to keep everything white and light in color. I ordered this on Amazon because my store did not have it. So I'll put a link to it in the description box, but it is just great for these kinds of sweet treats. Like I mentioned, I will have the recipe for this in the description box if you want to make it. I highly recommend it. It is absolutely delicious. This cinnamon roll filling that I call it is really, really so good. So once it is mixed all together, I'm going to pour it on top of my cake that has all of its holes on it, and I'm just going to cover it nice and evenly so that it can soak into those holes, soak into this cake, makes this just absolutely so moist and just tons and tons of flavor. So now I'm going to make the frosting for this, and it's just going to be a pretty normal frosting. I'm going to have butter, cream cheese, powdered sugar, and then I'm going to add in as well my clear vanilla extract. So like I said, you can use regular vanilla extract. It just will change the color of the frosting. So I wanted this to be nice and white, so that's why I'm using the clear vanilla extract for this. My butter and cream cheese have been softening a bit, so it is much easier to stir this around with the powdered sugar, and it just is so it's easy to mix, nice and smooth and absolutely delicious. You can always use maybe a store-bought frosting if you'd like, but this is so easy and it really makes this so delicious. So I'm going to add this on top of my cake. As you can see, all the filling just really soaked in, and it makes this so, so good. So I absolutely love this cinnamon roll poke cake. It is a huge, huge hit. The crowd that I took it to absolutely loved it, and it was gone in minutes. So this one is absolutely so delicious and really easy that it starts with a box of cake mix. So anyone can make this. It is really so tasty. I'm going to make some cookies this time. I really love cake mix cookies. So I'm going to use my yellow cake mix, and this is going to be a caramel apple cookie, perfect for fall, but I'm using Rolos. It has the caramel and the chocolate, and I'm gonna mix that in with my cake mix and kind of coat it a little bit so they don't stick together. I'm gonna dice up an apple now as well. I peeled the apple also. I have 1 egg, and I have half a cup of vegetable oil. So pretty basic ingredients. All of these recipes are really so easy, and these are really, really yummy. Just the caramel and the apple combination, the little bit of chocolate in there. These are so good, and just I love anything caramel apple, so these are definitely way up there on my list of favorites. So I have my baking mat lined cookie sheet. My oven is preheating to 350 degrees. I like to use my cookie scoop to make them all about the same size cookies. It just helps them cook the same, which is amazing. So I'm going to cook these in the oven, and they are so perfect, so nice and moist and ready to go. So another one of my favorite cookies is these Butterfinger cookies. So simple. Yellow cake mix, of course, that's one of my favorite bases for these cake mix hacks. I have 2 eggs that I'm going to add into this, and you can add any kind of chopped up candy that you'd like. These Butterfinger pieces are really, really delicious. Absolutely so, so good. So I love this one. But if you have a favorite candy that comes crushed up, or you can crush it up yourself, you can substitute it for the Butterfinger. You can substitute it for. So I'm adding in 1 cup of the Butterfinger, but like I said, you can substitute it for a different candy. And this batter for these cookies is nice and thick, which it just makes these cookies so perfect and easy to work with when you're putting them onto your baking mat to cook them. So a nice thick batter is what you'll have. So again, my baking mat that I use every time I bake anything, because I love things that are easy cleanup. So I'm just gonna roll these into balls and bake them in the oven. I have my oven preheating at 350 degrees. I will put the recipe for all of these in the description box if you want to make them. They're all super easy, but I'll put the recipes in there as well so that it makes it easier for you. So these are really, really yummy, come out so good. So I'm going to be making some cupcakes with this Devil's Food cake mix. So I have Devil's Food cake mix, I have chocolate instant pudding, which makes these so moist. I have some chocolate chips as well. So I'm just going to mix together these dry ingredients before I add everything else in. I'm just going to give that a good mix to combine everything. So now I'm going to mix my other ingredients. I have 4 eggs for this one, and just really simple ingredients with this boxed cake mix. Super easy, stuff that you probably have in your pantry already, except for the eggs, of course, so probably in your fridge. So I'm going to mix my eggs together. I'm going to add in some water, and I'm going to add in some vegetable oil. And like I mentioned before, these recipes will be in the description box with all of the measurements. So I'm going to mix all of the wet ingredients together, and then they will be ready to go into the rest of the cake mix. So here's my cake mix with the chocolate chips and the pudding. Add in everything else and give this a good mix. These cupcakes are so nice and moist and just so much flavor with this Devil's Food cake and the chocolate chips and the pudding. Just really, really so good. So I'm also going to add in a cup of sour cream. And this just gives it a lot of moistness as well, and a really, really great flavor. It's one of my favorite things to add to cupcakes, cakes, is sour cream. It just makes it just so, so good. So give that a big stir, make sure everything is mixed together. I'm going to add everything into my cupcake liners. So these are going to be really, really good and so rich. So I'm going to fill these all up. My oven is preheated to 350 degrees, and these are a huge hit, a really great way to doctor up a boxed cake mix. So you would never know that these cupcakes are made from a box of cake mix because they are really that delicious. So I'm going to do some cookies again because it's my favorite, using my yellow cake mix. These are going to be some peanut butter blondies with the Hershey Kiss on top. So I'm going to use 2 eggs, and I have half a cup of vegetable oil that I will add in, and then I'm going to add in the peanut butter as well. So I'm going to make these cookies first, and then once they've cooled for just a tiny bit, I'm going to add on the Hershey's Chocolate Kiss. So really fun, really easy way to make these. I just remember always having these types of cookies growing up, but this is a really easy way to make them, and a huge hit. Cake mix cookies come out really moist and nice and soft, so good. And my favorite is that they're so easy. So I'm going to add my cookies onto my baking mat. So like I said, I like to use my cookie scoop, keep them all about the same size. I'm just going to roll these into balls and keep them as is. They flatten pretty well in a very consistent way, so I like to just make them nice and round. So now that they're done and they've cooled for just a few minutes, I'm going to add on the Hershey Kiss. So you don't want to add these on too quickly when they come out of the oven because it will melt that chocolate kiss right away. So definitely let them cool for a couple minutes, and these are a huge hit. So I'm going to do another version of chocolate cookies. So this is a chocolate crinkle cookie, and they're so good. These are one of my favorite. I love chocolate crinkle cookies. So very simple. I have the cake mix, I have half a cup of vegetable oil, and I have 2 eggs. So super simple ingredients for this, and this will make the cookie part. I have vanilla extract as well to add into that. But so once this is all mixed together, they'll be ready to be put onto the baking mat. But so before I bake these, when I put them on my baking mat, I'm going to roll them in some powdered sugar, and that's what's going to give these the crinkle look. And I love anything with powdered sugar. Powdered sugar is just so wonderful. So I have my baking mat. I'm going to roll my cookies like I like to roll all of them because they flatten out while they cook. So I'm going to roll the cookie, and then I'm going to roll it into the powdered sugar, and I'm going to do that with each one, and these are going to be so great. So while they cook, they'll flatten out a bit, and these are just so tasty. I absolutely love these. I don't know if they're probably close to my favorite because they are just so good. And so easy to make also. Just a few ingredients for this one, and absolutely delicious. Very soft and moist on the inside. So I'm going to do a spice cake mix cupcake. I really love spice cake mix. It is so flavorful. So I have the spice cake mix. I have a packet of vanilla instant pudding, pumpkin pie spice. I have eggs, vegetable oil, and water. So very simple and just really so delicious. Just a really awesome cake mix hack for this one. These come out so good with the pudding in there. It makes these so nice and moist. And these are a huge hit. So I'm going to give everything a stir, and then I will bake these in the oven at 350. And then you can use your favorite frosting for these and frost them. I like to use a vanilla type, usually a cream cheese frosting, but whatever your favorite frosting is for these, usually a vanilla or cream cheese is best. So I like to spray my muffin tin liners to make sure that these come out nice and easily. I'm going to scoop in the batter and then bake these, and they'll be ready to go. I'm adding on my frosting. I like to do it in a little frosting bag, makes it really easy, and they turn out so pretty this way also. And once these are all frosted, you can add some sprinkles if you would like. I am going to dust these with some edible glitter because it is so fun and just super festive. So this is some gold edible glitter. And you can't see it that well here on the video, but it just makes these nice and shiny and really, really cool. I love edible glitter. It is just a huge, huge hit. So I'm going to do a bundt cake with this lemon cake. So a box of lemon cake mix. This is so good. It's seriously so easy, but so good also. So I have my cake mix, and I am using some lemon Greek yogurt and water. So it does not get any easier than this. 3 ingredients, and it makes the most wonderful little bundt cake. So the bundt cake comes out a little bit smaller than normal, probably about half the height. So it just is really good though. But if you're looking for a big, tall bundt cake, this one is not it. But I'm going to spray my bundt pan and add in this lemon cake. So this is so refreshing, the lemon. This is a huge family hit of ours. Once I made it, my mom has started making it now all the time. And she's always asking me again for the recipe. And I'm like, there's only 3 ingredients. So it's so easy and absolutely just easy and so delicious and just really refreshing. You can definitely eat more than 1 slice of this because it is so light and airy. So I'm just going to remove my cake from the bundt pan. It's cooled a little bit, and I like to top it with a little bit of powdered sugar. It just makes it look so pretty and just really fun. So like I said, this is light and airy and really, really easy and an awesome cake mix hack for sure with the Greek yogurt. So I'm going to make some oatmeal cookies. These ones are so good. I love all cake mix cookies. I definitely do. So I'm starting with my yellow cake mix, my favorite, of course. I have old-fashioned oats, and I love oatmeal cookies. You can add also into this, if you'd like, some raisins or chocolate chips or any other kind of add-on you want for oatmeal cookies. You can do some chopped walnuts. So definitely can add in a few different extra things for this if you'd like. So I have all of my ingredients. I'm going to mix these all together, then they'll be ready to bake. But just like all of the other cake mix cookies, they are nice and they're fluffy and they're moist. They're definitely soft in the center. So I love cookies that are nice and soft. They're my favorite. So that's why I love these cake mix hacks so much, because they come out so nice and moist. So I'm just gonna roll up my cookies into balls and bake these in the oven at 350. They don't take long at all, about 11 minutes. And then these are ready to go, and seriously, so yummy. And another one that's perfect with your morning coffee as well, just delicious. So I'm going to do another cookie because I do lots and lots of cookies. This is a Snickerdoodle cookie. So I have my yellow cake mix, I have my 2 eggs, I have my vegetable oil. So this is basically the base for a lot of these different cookies, and it's very simple. Definitely a huge hack. The easier, the better for me. I love easy, and these are all easy and so yummy at the same time. So I'm going to make a cinnamon sugar combo to roll these balls of cookies into to make this a Snickerdoodle version. I love Snickerdoodle cookies. They are definitely so yummy. So I'm just going to mix together that sugar and cinnamon. So I'm going to roll up my cookies, add them to the cinnamon sugar, roll them around so that it is all coated, and then these will be ready to go. These cookies are ready to go, and they are so easy and so delicious as well. I hope you enjoyed these 10 cake mix hacks. They're all so yummy. Make sure you subscribe to my channel if you're new, and always leave me a comment if you have any questions at all. Hope you have a great day, and I'll see you in my next video.